nothing covert about that. And stealth. This is a great match here. Two very impressive looking robots, and Hypno-Disc is just about the best we've seen so far, I think, in this series of Robot Wars with that greatly powerful blade. Something came off stealth straight at the start there. I think it might have been a nut or a bolt only. Can they get in with the flipper? Have they realised that underneath Hypno-Disc, grinding away 600 reps per minute on that great disc at the front. Again coming in on the attack on stealth. Oh, just flipping it around, and look at the back blade of stealth. Immediately knocked to one side and buckled. Matilda thinking twice about attacking Hypno-Disc. Well, look at this. Jumped up in the air, Hypno-Disc with a blade of stealth completely flying off. Off goes the blade of stealth. Hypno-Disc flown up into the air. Bits and pieces flying around the arena floor like a great bucking bronco. Hypno-Disc back and together in one piece, unlike stealth. That's another piece that's flown off from somewhere. Debris all over the arena floor. Look at the damage there to stealth again from Hypno-Disc. This is wonderful stuff. Matilda again retreating into the CPZ, and wisely so. Oh, stealth. There's hardly anything left now. Down to bare bones. Groggy, reeling in dismay. More mayhem and machinery. The machinations in the minds of the Hypno-Disc team. Malevolent. In it comes again, slamming stealth against arena wall. Ooh, and they know they're seconds away from oblivion. Look at that. Wonderful. All our planning in Robot Wars aimed at this. Devilish. Destruction. Damage. Demolition. Sticky back plastic. Oh dear, you'll need months of welding after. Up goes the flipper, that was the danger. No chance of Hypno-Disc being flipped now. Oh dear. Cease. The guts of stealth exposed. And in comes Robogeddon straight from the start against Hypno-Disc. Look at that blade. Spinning away. Off goes Hypno-Disc. The message there, Robo, get on out of it. In comes Robogeddon again, though. Hypno-Disc spins and comes in on the attack. Oh, goodness me! Poor old Robogeddon crumpled by Hypno-Disc. Oh, no more letters in that. Never mind. Hypno-Disco, it certainly is, though, dancing around on the attack of Robogeddon being shredded here. All that work, 100 hours over 4 months to prepare Robogeddon, and shattered in seconds by the Hypno-Disc team. Again, look at the front of it. Buckled and torn. It's sort of limping along. The shell fluttering away. Almost coming off. Oh, how sad. The boggle eyes. Oh, you shouldn't laugh. Look at that, laid bare. Oh, dear, oh, dear. Poor old William Ryle. He's only 13. He's put this machine together. Oh, dear, look. There's nothing left of it now. Hypno-Disc, what a mighty machine this is. It's on fire, I think, as well, Robogeddon. There's smoke coming out. What's Ginger saying there to little William? There's a way back into this for us? I don't think so. The wheels buckled now as well. There's no shell, no wheels, no weapon, no hope. Oh, Hypno-Disc, this is the most complete destruction I think we've seen in Robot Wars ever. Oh, there's the CO2 canister. Oh, that was splendid. Powerful weapon.
2, 1, activate.
Hypno-Disc would be the favourite here at the start of a battle which will see one of these robots into the grand final. Our last seat at the great party is about to be filled by one of these. 101's extra traction on the arena floor because of the screws embedded in the tracks we've been telling you about all series. There, the little front prodding spike as well on 101. The hydraulic ram, if you like. And a worthy weapon, is it? Onto the Hypno-Disc, which spins slowly, trying to rotate up to its maximum 600 revs per minute. Backing away, Hypno-Disc, under the controls of Dave Rose, who's built and flown radio-controlled aircraft for the last decade. There, though, Mike Franklin at the controls of 101 we saw briefly. 101 pushed towards dead metal into the CPZ. Between a rock and a hard place there. Get out, get out, get out. Well, he has got out. Well done, 101. Hypno-Disc spinning quickly. Mike Franklin at the controls of 101. Amy looks pensive, a little bit worried alongside him. With the furry mascot. No furry mascots there. In fact, no fur on the head of Kenneth whatsoever. Really? It's Hypno-Disc underneath 101. Bouncing. Very close, this semi-final battle here now. Hypno-Disc turning away. Backing into the CPZ. Dead Metal has it into his clutches. Bad driving there. Oh, and down comes the circular saw of Dead Metal. Little yellow flag there you can see on the top of Hypno-Disc is Derek Rose security pass into the arena. He's not here in body, he is here in spirit, and perhaps that spirit helped Hypno-Disc get away from trouble there. They needed something. A miraculous escape. Now on the attack, Hypno-Disc 101 onto the flame pit. Hypno-Disc's weapon, you know, throughout this semi-final has not been as potent as we thought. Power. Look at this, two great robots push against one another. Well, the roses look on as Hypno-Disc now tries to get away from Dead Metal for a second time. No great power or revolutions behind that weapon now. Is there something wrong with it, I wonder? The judges look on because it could be they who make the final decision here. Who goes to the grand final? They will have to make a decision because time is running out. The judges will decide whether it's Hypno-Disc or 101.
Cease.
They come to a halt, significantly side by side. It was that close. Who won? He doesn't know. Neither do I. The guitar player. Will they strum a tune of victory here? Darting away from Gravedigger. Classic wedge shape on Gravedigger. With the lifting arm, don't forget, powered by CO2 gas, the hydraulic ram. Love the little eyes on the front of Steg-O-Saw-Us. And although we've said it before in the series, you can't praise high enough the robot ears for the standard of design and the care and attention put into these robots. Just for us to smash them up. Gravedigger being pushed away by Steg-O-Saw-Us, already scratched on the side there, the lettering of Steg-O-Saw-Us, you can see. Now being pushed by Gravedigger dangerously backwards to the arena wall and Killerhurtz. The camera on the front of Killerhurtz, you can see there its power as it pushes it straight back onto Gravedigger. Almost falling, Steg-O-Saw-Us. Gravedigger in the ascendancy here. Steg-O-Saw-Us has something to do. Lacks real weaponry power, I would say, at this level of Robot Wars. Has a little lifting spike tail. And needs to bring that into play there. I thought it was going to drive at the side of Gravedigger, but it didn't come off. Top of the picture, Dead Metal awaits if anything comes loose or goes towards its corner patrol zone, the CPZ. Gravedigger's lifting arm can also be used as a SRE mechanism, a self-righting mechanism, and also lifts Steg-O-Saw-Us up onto its side, but it comes crashing down. Matilda comes out to play. Steg-O-Saw-Us bashes into Gravedigger. Dan King, Peter Owen, Rob Heisman. Now it's Steg-O-Saw-Us doing the pushing. Cost £1,500 to build. Gravedigger, the more expensive at $2,400. Steg-O-Saw-Us pushing. Jonathan Chaplin at the controls of Gravedigger, a good driver, says Dave. Now, this is nervy stuff, isn't it? and it'll go to the judges, that's for sure. Very tight this one.
Cease.
Immediately, it's Overkill, trying to get underneath 101. As Lawrence Burke said they might try to do. The older Lawrence, that is, the team captain. Thing is, 101 has a fairly low ground clearance. It is riding Biggie back up on Overkill. The tank track spinning furiously to get it away from the dreaded pit. Look at this. A great shove here by Overkill towards the pit and just turning away in time. Now Overkill. Has it gone into overdrive, I wonder, and burned itself out? What's happening here? Not a great deal of movement from Overkill. And this is dead metal. And the spinning blade slicing into the bodywork of Overkill. And I think they've got problems here. I think the Burke family and 16-year-old James Yule have got worries. I don't think they can get out from the arena wall or dead metal. 101 has a little prod, a little tentative look to see what's going on, and they're away now. Out go Overkill, back into the main arena floor, away from the corner patrol zone, and 101 coming in with a side slam there, 101. Overkill equal to that. One or two slight scratches and smudges to the paintwork. Otherwise, Overkill, undamaged, just like 101. This is a very tight clash. Oh, goodness me, I thought they were going to drive themselves into the pit there. James Yule and 14-year-old Lawrence Burke, who builds radio-controlled cars in his spare time and wants to be a movie star. Driving in now, Overkill underneath 101 towards Killerhurtz. But look, no purchase of the Lance there. On the body shell of 101, again, the tank track simply threw off Killerhurtz's Lance, and we haven't seen that too often in Robot Wars. The nemesis of so many competitors, the great Killerhurtz. There's young Amy in the middle with the mascot. Mike Franklin at the controls. Overkill, again, has these ponderous spells. Statuesque, what's that on the arena floor? Something's come off the bottom of Overkill. They're like a plate of some sort, but they're in trouble now. Killerhurtz and Bash in there. Overkill flipped up by Killerhurtz, and that's the end, surely. Flipped over. Well, it was a worthy old battle, and they know the end has come now. And it's merely a question of damage control. That was a good fight.
Two, one, activate.
Good heat. Semi-final this. Thing 2 spinning. All torque with the power. We saw that very early on when it pushed Crippler into the pit, and now shoving Thing 2 across the arena floor. It's the quicker of the two robots. It's the heavier of the two robots. All torque. I would say Thing 2, because of its shape and the prodding ram at the back, has the more potent weaponry. That lifting arm 2, Thing 2. Spinning away to come in on the bulldozer front of All Torque. Trying to get itself in a position here, All Torque to come in and flip Thing 2 up. Against the arena wall, back again. Lurid livery of Thing 2, splendid. There's the lifting arm with the spike. Bashing against the bulldozer front of All Torque with those specialist tyres, custom made for extra traction. Controlled by 4 QD speed controllers. All torque. Get up to around about 20 miles an hour. Now pushed to one side again. Thing 2 spinning away. Lovely, lovely LED lights. Illuminating the eyes of what came off there. I think it was the claw, the Thing's claw. With the ball, or the ball cock, as Philippa thought it was earlier on, has gone flying on the arena floor. Don't forget, a lot of these robots in Robot Wars gleaned from scrap yards and household items. Oh, a splendid battle this now. Bumping and barging going on. Ramming and shunting. Up up and over goes All Talk again, bashing down to the arena floor. Good aggression from both bots here. Bravery. Good driving control as well on the attack now. Thing 2, wheels spinning, pushing back All Talk with an extra traction. This is a great heave-ho, heave-ho. Thing 2 spins to come in again on the attack. Really evenly matched, these two robots. All Talk slightly the heavier, but a good old contest. Again, Thing 2 on the attack, backs away. To rev up, crashing forward, they miss each other. Bashing against the arena wall. Slammed together there like some great old medieval joust, but missed. Joust in fog. The fog and smoke created by the house robots. They turn again to come in on with a bash there on the front of Shunt. We can see the camera as Thing 2, the aggressor, pushes All Talk into Shunt. A lick of flame. A bash. A crash. Metal crinkled and buckled and bent. The dream's still alive. But for how much longer? Shunt slamming in with the axe. I don't think All Talk can get out of there now. And I think they've gone. They're immobilised, All Talk. And now the victims of the house robots only. Mike Franklin, Amy Franklin.
1. Activate.
The little mascot, tight in her grip. Steady start, dancing around one another. 101 in underneath King Buxton. Two very, very similar looking robots. King Buxton the speedier, 101 slightly the heavier and taller in height, and driving up on the top there of King Buxton. Look at this now. Boom, up and over. But it has those great tank tracks with the screws embedded. They cause damage not just to opponents but to the arena floor, let me tell you. Spike comes out of the arena floor. 101 onto the arena wall. What damage has been sustained by those front prongs on King Buxton? 101 turns to come in with a side slam perhaps. Dodging manoeuvre by King Buxton, takes it back onto the arena wall. You could just see then the prong coming flicking out from the front of 101. It stayed out there again. Said to come into play on contact with an opponent, and it's King Buxton on the very fringe of a CPZ, and also the flame pit, the barbecue, and they're the circular saws on the arena wall. Taking damage themselves, and I think put out of play the circular saw there. A slam by King Buxton onto the arena wall. Now, thinking about an attack, needs to get away from dead metal. Turns, manoeuvres, dodging. Trying to stay out of trouble. Now on the attack itself. That's a good push by King Buxton. 101 swivels. Great purchase here. Manoeuvrability. 101. Highly praised by King Buxton. King Buxton with that victory, of course, against Robodoc in the last series that went down so badly. Paul Johnson, part of the 101 team, built Robodoc. 101 up and over again. Again, no terrific damage sustained. Look at the power of 101. The circular blade on the back of King Buxton causing no trouble at all. There's the camera on top of Shunt, who tries to get his own axe into play, and could well here now have King Buxton at its mercy. Bang! On the top of King Buxton. The shovel lifts and flicks King Buxton into the air, bounces away. Again, Buxton on the attack. 101 dives in underneath. Very, very close this so far. Good old tussle, isn't it? Good control and technique. Style. Not a great deal of damage sustained. I'd say probably more to King Buxton at this stage. Aggression, not a lot between the two of them. King Buxton riding high. The smoke coming away from the wheels. Now, pensive. Is that smoke from the wheels, or is it graver than I thought there? No, it could just be exhaust smoke from King Buxton. We'll wait and see. Or is it? Have they ground themselves to a halt here? This looks as if they've gripped together in some grisly dance of doom. Slower and slower and slower as time ticks down. It'll go to the judges. They've worn themselves standstill. They're the Rose Boys, and they're Steg-O-Saw-Us, and the underdogs.
Activate.
Hypno-Disc getting that spinning disc up to speed. But an interesting attack by Steg-O-Saw-Us. On the back door. Now Hypno-Disc almost backing into Matilda in the corner patrol zone. You really don't want to do that, boys. And Steg-O-Saw-Us, likewise, nearly coming head-to-head with Shunt. You go into that corner patrol zone, the house robot can attack you. Trying to stay out of arm's reach. That's good driving by Steg-O-Saw-Us. Spinning quickly. Great maneuverability, but a gash down the side nonetheless. Look at that power and venomous ability of the spinning disc of the Hypno Boys. They turn quickly. A frontal assault, not as dangerous. You can see the puncture mark on the side. Now they crash into the lifting tail, the spiked tail of Steg-O-Saw-Us, which has claimed victim in the past, but not so far in this elimination round for the place in the grand final against Chaos 2. Hypno-Disc's rotating blade has been slowed, and this is a very plucky performance by Steg-O-Saw-Us. Many people thought this would be over in a trice. And again, they're on the attack. They're showing good aggression here. Should it go to the judges? I think there's a gouge in the front of Steg-O-Saw-Us. They're trying to get their lifting arm moving and flicking up and down. It's a question of staying out of reach, trying to last in there, hoping that the Hypno-Disc boys drive themselves into the house robots or the pits, I guess. But I think this is a marvellous display against the Rose family by the Steg-O-Saw-Us boys. Is that Hypno blade slightly buckled? I don't know. A tremendous charge coming in there. Turning again. Coming in on the attack. Another gouge down the side of Steg-O-Saw-Us. It certainly has sustained far more damage in this elimination round. Have they ground themselves to a halt here? Steg-O-Saw-Us, has it been immobilised? Oh, I don't know. In comes Hypno-Disc again. Look at the great scratches and slices out of the side of Steg-O-Saw-Us. The tail is moving. The tracks are still moving. But there's no control. Look, slammed against the arena wall. And now I think they are dead. The tracks have stopped. They're immobilised. And Hypno-Disc are the winners. And the damage caused there to Steg-O-Saw-Us decisive.
Two, one, activate.
This for a place in the Robot Wars Series semi-final. Tentative opening. Steg-O-Saw-Us with the slam again on that front shovel of Napalm. Difficult to slam into it, as Steg-O-Saw-Us did against Henry in its last fight. I don't think that weapon of Napalm's too punishing, let's be honest. Steg-O-Saw-Us with the Shunt now, back into Shunt in the CPZ. Napalm riding high up on Steg-O-Saw-Us and crumpled. But it does look like a pile of old junk when you look at it like that. Napalm doesn't look as if it'll be long before bits start falling off. Steg-O-Saw-Us again with the powerful drive. Look at this, straight onto the snow plough of Shunt up in the air against the arena wall. Dragged back for another go. Tattered and torn. The dreams, perhaps, of Claire Greenaway, Vicky Allgood and David Crosby in that Napalm team from the Dartford Storm. Again, Steg-O-Saw-Us on the attack. Dan King and Peter Rowan, Rob Heisman, look here, as if they've got this heat final sewn up. Napalm can't get away at the moment. I think they're trying to get it away from the arena wall. Instructions from Vicky to her head teacher. Maybe detention next week for Napalm, but not in the arena, I don't think. Not going to be around much longer. Or, I don't know, because Steg-O-Saw-Us has been pushed against the arena wall now, and in comes Shunt. And now, the Heat final favourites are in trouble. Steg-O-Saw-Us on its side. That's good work by Napalm to recover from their dreadful start. And it's the turn of the Steg-O-Saw-Us boys to manoeuvre itself away. They did well, actually. I thought for a minute they were wobbling. In comes the dinosaur. Oh, and the front is rendered and ripped apart. Look at this. Slammed against the arena wall again, flapping. And that's not just the team up there in the control box. That's the robot too. Dragged towards Killerhurtz. Pushed back again into the centre of the arena. House Robot's hungry for a little taster of napalm. It might have napalm breath. Ooh, you wouldn't want to get in the way of that. But it certainly is not setting this Heat final aflame yet. Napalm. Spiking the arena floor. That, of course, is where the pit normally is. But not for a Heat final like this. Skimming over the top and straight onto the grinding, lancing weapon of Killerhurtz. Into the guts of Napalm. Desperately trying to stay alive. But the writing is not just on the front of Napalm, it's on the wall. Brave to the end. Steg-O-Saw-Us a little nudge. Killerhurtz with the grasp. Looks to me as if something's falling off the front of Napalm too. Bent and buckled. Look at that, absolutely destroyed. In comes Steg-O-Saw-Us. How is it still moving? What a brave effort from Napalm. Looks like some old car that's been through the mill and crumpled in a wrecker's yard. And is still going, just about, and on the attack, would you believe, right at the end.
Cease.
Well, that's a tremendous final. With Dominic Parkinson on the right and his rather tenuous links with the Czech Republic. In the interest of international relations, though, he's flying that flag with his hairy tummy button. Interesting, all the facts you know about the Robot Wars competitors, isn't it? I wonder who's got the hairiest tummy button in the Chaos 2 team. One dreads to think. Now, Killerhurtz just manoeuvring itself to come in on the attack on Chaos 2. Ooh, that hammer looks very, very punishing. Moving away. And this is very, very active here at the moment now. Killerhurtz again to try and manoeuvre to get a run in and then slam that hammer down. Good driving though by George Francis, taking Chaos 2 out of danger's way. Out of harm's reach. Well, there's no use slamming the Killerhurtz hammer down on the arena floor like some woodpecker maddened with rage. But now Chaos 2 is between Shunt and Killerhurtz, and again had to get out of the way of those two mighty axes coming swinging down. There's the Czech team. And Chaos 2 know they're in trouble here. And this isn't the way people in the pits thought this battle would go. Chaos 2 sustaining real damage, look at that! The CO2 canister's been pierced by Shunt. Now that will take any power out of the main weapon of Chaos 2, the high-pressure flip, I'm sure. Meanwhile, Killerhurtz also taking damage from Shunt, just controlling itself and getting away. There still seems to be power in the Chaos 2 weapon to me. We'll wait and see. It's in the CPZ. It needs to get out of there now. Oh, Killerhurtz is flipped up on its side. This is amazing stuff. Great stuff. This is the sort of stuff we actually dream about in the Robot Wars team. I know. Frightening, isn't it? Rather spooky and sad too. And here's Chaos 2 trying to get away from Killerhurtz. Killerhurtz is on his back. Oh, lovely. Lovely. You can see the belly of Killerhurtz. Oh, Killerhurtz, the wheels spinning. They're trying to right themselves. They can't. They're out. They're immobilized.
Activate.
Good Good old battle this, you know. Panic Attack so steady. They spin to try and throw opponents off the scent. Firestorm nudging Panic Attack towards a CPZ. And that is poor driving by Kim to get in there, because you go in the CPZ and a house robot like Bash there can grab hold of you and punish you. And Panic Attack being lifted by Firestorm. Firestorm there on the right. A clash of reds and yellows out there. Splendidly coloured. Panic Attack's main weapon, of course. Those front spikes. Firestorm driving in. Now the spikes underneath Firestorm. Firestorm just getting away, though. And don't forget, we've seen opponents of Panic Attack foolishly riding up on the side of the reigning champions and being flipped up and over so far. Firestorm on the attack once again with the wedge and the lifting arm sticking out there. Comes out with great speed, but something's been bent on the front there of Firestorm. I don't know if you notice it. The armour flat there, and I think that will prevent the wedge getting in underneath Panic Attack, but Panic Attack flicked up by the arena spike in underneath. Firestorm goes, you can see the bent front of Firestorm, but Panic Attack on its side now, and on the arena wall, bouncing down. Has its own arms to push itself off the arena. There's Panic Attack, now pushing on Firestorm again. Ooh, in towards Killerhurtz. With the lance protruding, Kim Davis is doing everything he possibly can to drive Panic Attack into the troubled zones here. Wonder what damage has been sustained by Firestorm. You can see its crumpled front. Panic Attack in trying to push Firestorm into Killerhurtz has caused itself problems again. Firestorm side on, but Panic Attack, that's good steering by Kim to prevent Firestorm coming inside on. They love the old CPZs, these two, don't they? I think it's cat and mouse here, trying to drag each other into the corner patrol zones. Panic Attack now in underneath Firestorm, which has shown very quick reactions and speed around the arena. And again, quickly away. Time ticking down, though. It needs a fast finish, otherwise it's going to go to the judges and marks on control, style, damage, and aggression.
Cease.
Francis at the controls, they're confident. The great lifting arm of the Big Cheese against the flipper of Chaos 2. And Roger Plant has steered the Big Cheese in underneath Chaos 2. Really, for the first time in this heat, in danger, Chaos 2. Look at the speed, though, up to 20 miles an hour. You see just dancing around the Big Cheese, which is much more cumbersome. And up and over! How do you like your cheese? Melted. A little bit of Welsh rarebit, perhaps. Up and over we go. And the hopes of the Big Cheese grated in these early moments. Oh, turned and tossed onto the barbecue fires. But of course, the Big Cheese comes again, and once more underneath Chaos 2, and this time rolling Chaos 2 up and over. Now we'll see what George Francis is made of. And there's the Shremek, the self-righting mechanism. Such a feature in this series of Robot Wars. Up and over. They had it in the last wars with Chaos 1, and again, a hugely beneficial feature of Chaos 2. Driving in underneath Big Cheese and flipping it up and over this time. And let me tell you, the Big Cheese weighs as much as an adult. That's the power of this little machine. Chaos 2, but look at this from the Big Cheese. Oh, trying so hard to right itself here. Roger Plant can't quite turn the Big Cheese up and over. The wedge is up on its side, and look, Chaos 2 senses victory because they know there's nothing more from the Big Cheese. And in comes the Killerhurtz. And remember what Roger Plant said earlier on in the heat. He was capable of beating Sir Killerhurtz, whose spies were out, told him, and this, I'm afraid, is what we call Botribution. Robot style. Revenge for Killerhurtz. Dumping the Big Cheese On two. The big flipper, but the big cheese sensed that was what was going to happen and got away. Now Sergeant Bash and Killerhurtz in close attention. Look at the shredded side. The big cheese torn. Oh, great last over though to flip Bash up and over, and Bash has lost his helmet. Oh, that's splendid stuff. The big cheese still capable of wonderful war's entertainment. You can see George Francis chuckling away there in the chaos team as well. Brilliant final. Two tremendous robots. Huddersfield against Hypno-Disc of Oxford.
Activate.
Berserk to a tentative start. Go on, run away. I don't blame them. Oh, coming in on the attack though with a forklift. Well, that's the first time we've seen Hypno-Disc even put off in this heat. And bravery here by Berserk 2, looking to use that forklift to flip Hypno-Disc. The Achilles heel, we know that, and obviously the Berserk 2 team have realised it too. And Hypno-Disc here, befuddled, bemused, boxed in, but now breaking out. Oh, and up and over goes Berserk 2 from the arena floor. Now they can right themselves, I'm sure. But look at this, driving onto the arena spike. They can use their weaponry to right themselves, the forklift and the hammer. Stuart Ford, Chris O'Connell trying to get Berserk 2 up and over and right it again. In comes Hypno-Disc. But not as punishing so far. The body shell is alloy on Berserk 2 and withstanding the attack so far of Hypno-Disc. Hypno-Disc flipped up as well by the arena spike.
Get up there.
The Rose boys will want to come back in with a concerted drive and get that spinning disc cutting in on the shell of Berserk 2, but it's Berserk 2 at the moment trying to create some damage, but pushed into the CPZ and Killerhurtz, and this could be decisive. Don't forget, should it go to judges, they will be looking to mark on style, aggression, control, damage caused. Both cherry pickers look very, very tight, don't they? Concern the teams in those cherry pickers looking on. Berserk 2 slamming down again with the needle-like weapon at the front. There's the Rose boys trying to get Hypno-Disc off those arena spikes, and the 600 revs per minute spinning disc is slow at the moment. You can see the teeth there and the razor blades, but it's caused no damage. This is a major surprise, and it will go to the judges. I didn't think it would last this long, did you? Well done anyway to Berserk 2 for staying in there, and this is very, very close. Epic final, that. Kim loves his photography. Well, he wants a snap of himself on the victor's rostrum again, but it's Exterminator with the pickaxe. Spike coming down on the attack of Panic Attack early on. Spinning Kim Davis just to baffle Exterminator. Prepare to be terminated, says the slogan on the back. Tall Exterminator, 94.5 centimeters in height. Panic Attack, certainly more maneuverable, but by far actually the slower of the two robots in a race, and now being pushed across the arena floor by Exterminator. Slightly the lighter of the two Exterminator, about a kilo lighter, no more than that. But the stronger it would seem, slamming Panic Attack on the arena wall. And it's Exterminator's spike, which has been a key feature of this heat. Right from the very start, the first battle against Hefty. And what can Panic Attack do here now? Needs to catch Exterminator out and attack side on, but lost an opportunity there. Exterminator again, crashes the spike down, bashes Panic Attack against the arena wall and towards Sergeant Bash, and the champions are in trouble here now. Sergeant Bash has them gripped, Panic Attack turning away. Exterminator comes in and slams Bash. That's a risky manoeuvre. And all this time, Panic Attack can't get those front spikes into action. There we can see The front camera again on Shunt. That's a better move by Panic Attack. Now can they turn Exterminator up and over? This could be crucial. A crucial moment. Exterminator rolling. Goodness me, very, very lucky. Went piggyback up and over and came down right side up. Now it's Panic Attack on the aggressive. In comes Killerhurtz. What a heat final this is. Panic. You might be in a couple of moments, champs, because Killerhurtz has you gripped. But meanwhile, Exterminator is up on its side. Have they been immobilised here? Kim Davis looks grim. But I think Exterminator has been immobilised. Well, you can still see the tracks are spinning underneath, but they are very worried. The lights are on, but there's no one at home, boys. In comes Panic Attack again, Exterminator. They're trying to get righted once again. Well, Panic Attack, this is a performance of champions. Exterminator now being pursued, harangued and harassed by the horrible house robots. Off goes the chain, and that is the end now for Exterminator. Started so strongly in this heat final. Oh dear, they know it. They know they've done magnificently to get this far, but it's all over for them. Chained to the house robots, Shunt slams, Killerhurtz pulls, taunts, teases, torments, tortures. Terminated, yes, you have been. And Panic Attack,
cease.
I thought I'd been beaten, but it's Panic Attack who go through.
Three, 2, 1, activate.
The world final. And immediately on the attack, it's Razer with the beak and Behemoth with the scoop. The two most dangerous weapons we've seen throughout these World Championships. The scoop rises and drops. In on the attack again comes Razer, flipped up on its side. Now it can use that beak to right itself if it can get away from the clutches of Behemoth, which is pinning Razer down on the floor at the moment. Razer desperately trying to get some sort of claw hold on the arena floor, but this is good steering and controlled aggression from the Pritchard boys and Kane Aston in that Behemoth team. Matilda comes in as well. Now you can see the wings on the beak, as it were, as Razer flips itself up, comes on the attack. Turned over once again, though. And worry here for Simon Scott and Vincent Blood and Ian Lewis in that Razer team. The Behemoth boys are on top. Razer being toppled and turned again onto the flame pit. It'll get itself away from there, I'm sure. That is rising phoenix-like from the flames, or is it? Can they get away from there? I don't think they can. I think that wing isn't gaining sufficient purchase on the grid of the flame pit. They get a nudge. They're off now. They could be away any moment. There's something wrong here, you know, with Razer. And Razer has a history of mechanical breakdowns. And I think they've gone again. The beak, the stream-mech, the self-righting mechanism. No, they're okay. They're off and running. Oh, for a minute there, I thought they'd gone. And I think Simon Scott did too. Vincent Blood there, the bald head at the bottom of your picture, we know what he's like. Ever had a dinky toy when you were a kid? Vincent, when he was 7, built a car crusher to destroy them. That's what he's like. This is Razer, though, crushing Behemoth, the frame. And the bottom part of Behemoth there is its most vulnerable part. Just peeling away the plating along the side. Hopping and jumping now, look, Razer. And Behemoth pinned between Shunt and Razer, and in trouble. This is an epic final. Damage sustained by both, but it's Razer there, pinning Behemoth down towards the CPZ, the corner patrol zone, the flags of St. George on the top of Behemoth. An all-English final. Razer turns to come on the attack, now dances away from Behemoth. Spins again. Behemoth just waiting for Razer to drive itself onto the front scoop and trying to lift, but missing. Now Razer going around the side panel again to crunch down and peel away that side plate. The Pritchard boys trying to control Behemoth away. Keep your distance. The sticker says, well, they haven't kept their distance from Razer. And who's the winner here? What a wonderful final.